I, Zasko3, the mechanical coach and Valorant philosopher, am here to share how to avoid one of the biggest mistakes that I made in my first year of grinding, the mistake that led to many of my comp games being nothing more than a waste of time. In this video, I break down how to avoid overthinking, stress, and frustration whilst playing your comp games, and instead, how to sink into that beloved flow state and not only frag harder than ever before, but also enjoy the game more and tilt less while doing so. I discuss what you should be focusing on while you're playing your comp games, as well as more importantly, what not to be thinking about. And if you make it to the end of the video, you'll save yourself from the endless cycle of overthinking and inefficient learning that plagued my own journey. Yeah, understood. Okay, perfect. So with where we're at, there's some optimizations we can make to our schedule just to not only simplify things and make it easier for yourself, but also to see some faster progression, right? This is my favorite thing to start with, just building a good, strong foundation so that on a day-to-day basis, we're actually improving at the things we want to improve at, and also improving at our game sense as well, right? Because that's equally as important. We need to become a smarter, more aware player at the same time as a sharper and better fragger. Yeah, basically, there's some small tweaks we can make. So what I want to do is like separate your brain into two modes. The first mode is going to be, we'll call it performance. And under performance, just some dot points, right? We're talking flow state. We're talking fun, right? You've probably noticed when you got a smile on your face and you're having a laugh and the game just feels like really fun, you end up hitting better shots. Not thinking is a massive one. Like not thinking and just doing. When you get an ace, you're just feeling it in the moment. You probably finish that ace and you're like, whoa, I just did that without even thinking. You look back and you weren't even thinking in the moment, you were just doing. That there is where our best mechanics come from, of course, but when we just get in that flow state, we just make it happen. And basically, we're gonna just call this the green mindset. The opposite, I'll give you dot points again. Learning, focusing on mechs, overthinking. The pink section, you've probably felt it when you're having a bad aim day and then you realize you're having a bad aim day and then you start to think about your aim and then your aim gets worse the more you think about it. You're like trying to, you're like, oh, I've got to stop crouch spraying, but then the more you think about not crouch spraying, the less it happens, and then you start messing up and you start not thinking about other things and everything goes out the window and it kind of crumbles. You start overthinking, right? I don't know if that's relatable, but it's basically...
Yeah, it is, because I always like think, oh, I have to change my crosshair, oh, I have to change something like...
Yeah.
Like, oh, maybe it's my... Yeah, like today I just feel something off and oh, I have to switch my crosshair. But the other day I played with this crosshair and it was good. Like, why do I switch them? Like I have so many. Yeah.
So what happens is straight away your brain stops thinking about the actual game, and what that means is you're going to forget about the game sense side of things. So now you're going to start playing in worse positions. You're going to start missing information and maybe you die to things that you're not aware of because you're just distracted by focusing on mechs. And then B, you actually can't improve your mechanics in the moment by focusing on them. It's kind of like if you've ever played a sport, right? Throwing a ball, kicking a ball, swinging a golf club, right? You don't just swing a golf club once and then think, oh, that was bad, I'm gonna swing it 100 times better, and then swing it like 100 times better. You have to put in the practice every single day, put in the drills, put in the work. You know, if you go to your basketball match on Saturday afternoon and you haven't done any drills throughout the week, so your dribbling's bad, if you turn around and say, oh, I need to be dribbling better, focusing on your dribbling in that game is going to make the whole game crumble, right? You had to have done your drills throughout the week, and that's how you see the good dribbling in your Saturday basketball match. You can't just suddenly think about it and make it happen, right? It's a skill you got to practice, and your brain needs repetitions to improve motor skills. So mechanics will be in the motor skill category, and then game sense is in, like, I'm going to call it chess, right? Game sense, you can think about your game sense, and it's kind of like a chess. You know, you make a calculated decision. The more you think about your game sense, you'll end up probably making a better decision because you can think about, oh, your enemy tendencies. The Phoenix always flashes here. The Jet always updrafts here. And you can use that information. But mechanics are a motor skill. And if you've ever tried to swing a golf club or something of the sort, any type of skill like that, the more you think about doing it, the worse it is. If you try and think about throwing a ball and you think about all the muscles you have to use to throw a ball, it's going to be really uncomfortable. Versus if you just simply relax and let yourself do it, you just throw it without hesitation, you just swing it without hesitation, that's where your best comes from. So that's the first thing we're going to tweak. Abuse these two brains. How we're going to do that is Before we continue, I've come from the future to let you guys know that GOU Academy has once again sponsored today's video. As much as I'm a mechanical coach, okay, I can respect that game sense is almost more important than your mechanics. And if you do as I say in this video and focus on your game sense while playing comp, well, you're gonna need some things to focus on, and these guys have all the resources that you will ever need. We're talking theory sessions crafted by franchise team coaches. On top of that, they even host ranked based 10-man custom games that are overlooked by coaches. Like, it's crazy. A couple weeks ago, they even got me to do a mechanical workshop for them, so you know quality is at the forefront of their mind. The best part though, 30 days of free coaching. Everything I've discussed free for the first 30 days. If you guys want this, check out the link in the description. That's all. Thank you GOU Academy for sponsoring the video. I love you guys. Take care. Keep the warm-up green, right? This is step one. Step one is keep your warm-up green. That means we're not learning, we're not overthinking, we're not doing anything that's going to bring us into our head. All we're doing is just warming up to feel good. Just focus your eyes on the target. Don't think about your micros, don't think about nothing. Just simply shoot the targets. And when you feel good in deathmatch, just kill people. Don't practice anything before comp, right? Keep your brain in the green state, right? From there, when you play comp, keep your brain in the green state. So A, have fun, right? You're there to have fun. It's a game after all, right? B, have game sense at the front of your mind and have positioning, awareness, and pacing and all these things. If we focus on pacing, for example, right? Pacing will indirectly work on our mechanics without us having to think about them and mess them up. Pacing will indirectly work on them by getting us to, you know, not get lost in the heat of the moment. Like maybe the execute's happening, right? And instead of going and building up all this momentum, and then someone appears in our screen and we just like panic because we're just this ball of momentum. Instead, we control ourselves, we control the pace, we slow down a little bit. Oh, there's someone there. Calmly click on the head, right? Awareness, the same thing. It's simple as if you knew someone was tree, you're going to have your crosshair ready for them. It's going to be an intentional fight. If you don't, you're going to panic flick because, oh, they're just suddenly there and you weren't ready for it, right? Awareness is going to indirectly improve your mechanics, and game sense will just put you in better positions. Just understand that by working on these things, you're going to take better gunfights. They're going to improve your mechanics, but you're not thinking about your mechanics. So you're still in the flow state. You're still in the green flow state where you're just, you know, playing your best self. From there, right? Because all of this is green, it means that technically at no point you are working on your mechanics, because it takes pink to work on your mechanics. So what I do is I usually take a break, eat some food, reset, and then I do my mechanics at the end of the session. And this is where I do all my thinking, right? Because thinking is required to learn. You've got to figure out what's working, what's not, make these small tweaks, be really aware of your aim, be really aware of your micro adjustments if that's what we're working on, right? It's required, but if we do it before comp, right? So say we do our mechs training here and we do drills on micro adjusting here, or drills on aiming here, or movement or peeking here, this warm-up becomes pink because we're thinking. And now what it does is it taints our comp session, because you can't just forget about all the work you just did. If you did half an hour of micro adjusting practice, that's going to be in your brain for comp. Now you're thinking about your micro adjustments, but again, when you're trying to compete, that's only going to get in the way from your performance mindset, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah. So you mean like if I play death matches, right? Should I just focus on like map awareness, like for example, see where somebody spawned and then just hold an angle, or at least be prepared to take a fight, not like thinking about my crosshair placement or like
Which death matches though? Like the ones in your warm up?
Yes, exactly.
Yep. So what I would say is focus on the head of the enemy. Focus on reading the movements of the enemy. Focus on listening to the sounds and, you know, hearing things, and just basically using your senses is the main thing, right? Hearing things and seeing things. I want you to like be able to tell me what the eye color of the enemy is. That's how focused I want you to be on the head of the enemy. And that way, you know, your brain's occupied and you're not focusing on, oh, I got to micro adjust, I got to do this, I got to crash spray, right? I want you to like really just focus in on the head of the enemy. And from there, you'll not be thinking about anything and you'll just go with the flow, right? And the same thing with comp. You're either focusing on the minimap, or you're focusing on your crosshair, or you're focusing on the sounds you hear, or you're focusing on the comms, you're focusing on the head of the enemy when you do take a fight. Basically, I always want your brain to be focused on something important when you're in comp and not your mechanics. The second you start thinking, about your mechanics, then you know, well, you've got to take it away from something else, and you're probably taking it away from focusing on your crosshair or focusing on the head or something of the sort. Does that all make sense?
Yeah.
Perfect. So what we'll do now is we'll go through your footage that you sent, and we'll figure out what it is that we're actually going to train in this mechanics session, and we'll give you a good setup to be able to do so.
Problem with me, like some days there's like the pressure on the head, like I have to win, and I can't get it out from my head, so I'm just like whiffing that much, and I'm thinking, like you say, like overthinking the stuff. So
yeah, I understand. I understand.
If I take the warm up in the way to warm up myself, my aim, my hand and stuff, then maybe I will not overthink in the comp games, like you said, which can improve faster.
Exactly, and some things that can help you do that as well. Number one, I always, in between rounds and before the game, I mute my sound, and it doesn't seem like a big thing, but if you mute the sound, it is so peaceful, and it's just all the shooting, all the footsteps, all the ambient noise is just gone. It's just silent, and you just take that moment to just clear your mind for a second, reset. That's when I think about the game as well. I'm like, what went right, what went wrong, what do I need to do moving forwards, and I'm like focusing on reflecting a little bit, but I don't take too long to do that, and I just kind of spend most of that time resetting mentally and just like taking a breath, loosening up my shoulders. Shake your hands as well. Sometimes if you don't let go of the mouse the whole time, you end up building unnecessary tension the whole time. So just resetting between rounds is a really good trick that you can try to get rid of that habit of sort of snowballing and letting things get out of control, right? Your goal is, again, to be in the green mindset, and the green mindset is relaxed. You're having fun. You're being challenged slightly, right? But you're not stressed and panicking and frustrated, right? Just try and stay in that mindset as best as you can. Take some deeper breaths, keep yourself chill, smile, and you'll play your best Valorant. But yeah, let's have a look at your footage now and figure out what I want to set you up with in terms of your actual mechanics training.
So I mean, for example, I have to like warm up first before the comp, then I can play my comp games. And after I'm like over my comp games and I have still some time, I should just take a break and later do only learning stuff like cover and range drill before sleeping, or not playing comp after that anymore.
Yep, exactly.
Okay, so this is just like reset your head from the comp stuff, just only focus on learning and improving for the rest of the day.
Yep, okay, exactly. So you've got it.
But just don't mix it, because I mix it. Like I just train something, then I comp, then I train something and I comp. So my head is like overthinking stuff.
We're just going for simplicity. That's all we're going for. This whole structure is about simplicity and learning in a way that doesn't take away, like learning mechanics in a way that doesn't take away from your game sense as well. So yeah, that's the official plan. So if you stay consistent with it, you'll definitely see like some changes in your mechanics, and you'll probably end up having a lot more fun with the game in general. It'll feel more natural, more fluid. Any questions, comments, concerns, anything of the sort?
I mean, yeah, with the Kovacs, I mean, like I'm not really used to it, so should I only focus on these two trainings?
Yeah, that's all you need to do for now.
Yeah, for now, just not overthinking, not try to check something on YouTube, like, oh, you have to train this.
So no distractions.
Like so many videos. Yeah, exactly. Like so many videos. They will tell you, oh, you have to focus on this when you can't, like, I don't know, like follow the target, or just shoot or shaky aim or something. So just focus on one thing and then can move to the next one.
Yeah, exactly. Nah, don't worry. That's number one rule is no distractions, including me. If you see my own YouTube videos and I'm like, oh, you have to wide swing, you have to crouch pick, you have to do this, you have to use this jet dash here. Ignore all of that, all right? And just focus on what we've discussed today, because this here is like, if you focus on this, it's specifically for you, and it's like the low-hanging fruit for you. This is what's going to get you the most progression. So just simply focus on that, get it as good as possible without, needing to think about it anymore. And then we can build from there. And eventually we probably will look at some of those things that, you see, but it's just about doing it when the time's right and not rushing through those things. I wish you the best of luck. All right. And I trust that you'll do well.
Thank you.
All the best. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you.
Easy. Okay. See you later.